In our previous sessions, we focused on what happens when the phone rings and you pick it up. We talked about the inbound experience. In that scenario, the caller already wants to speak to you. They have a need and you are the solution. But now, we must reverse the dynamic. Now, we are going to talk about the outbound call. This is a different battlefield. When you call someone else, you are an interruption. You are stepping into their day uninvited. In the modern business world, the phone is a fortress. Caller ID is the guard tower. Voicemail is the moat. And the receptionist is the gatekeeper. Most people are terrified of making outbound calls. They fear rejection. They fear the silence of the voicemail. They fear the stern voice of the executive assistant. But fear comes from a lack of strategy. If you understand the psychology of the person on the other end of the line, the fear disappears. Today, we are going to give you the keys to the fortress. We will cover how to turn the gatekeeper into an ally. We will deconstruct the perfect voicemail, and we will teach you how to stop playing phone tag and start having conversations. Let us begin with the first line of defense, the gatekeeper. In sales and business development, we use the term gatekeeper to describe receptionists, executive assistants, and office managers. The word implies an adversary. It implies someone whose job is to keep you out. If you view them as an enemy, you have already lost. You must shift your perspective. The executive assistant is not paid to block you. They are paid to protect their boss's time and focus. They are the guardians of productivity. Their job is to filter out noise and let in value. If you sound like noise, you get blocked. If you sound like value, you get through. Amateur callers try to sneak past the gatekeeper. They act vague. They refuse to give their name. They say things like, "It is personal," or "He is expecting my call," when he is not. This is a fatal error. The gatekeeper knows all the tricks. If you lie to the assistant, you prove that you are untrustworthy. Even if you get through, the assistant will tell their boss, "There is a liar on line one." Instead, you must use the strategy of authority without arrogance. Treat the gatekeeper with the same respect you would treat the CEO. In many ways, the assistant is more powerful than the CEO because they control access to the calendar. Here is the technique. Be transparent, be specific, and ask for help. Do not say, "Is Mr. Smith there?" That sounds like a cold call. Instead, say, "Good morning. This is James from Logistic Solutions. I am looking to speak with Mr. Smith regarding the Q4 supply chain report. Could you point me in the right direction?" Analyze that approach. You gave your name. You gave your company. You gave a specific reason that sounds like business, not a sales pitch. And finally, you ask for guidance, not a demand. When you ask, "Could you point me in the right direction?" you are acknowledging their role. You are treating them as a navigator, not a barrier. You are inviting them to do their job, which is to manage the flow of information. If they say, "Mr. Smith is busy," do not argue. Ask for the best time to call back. Say, "I understand he is booked. When is the best time for me to try again so I do not disrupt his schedule?" By respecting the schedule, you respect the gatekeeper. You are now an ally in protecting the boss's time. The next time you call, the gatekeeper will remember you as the polite professional, not the annoying pest. Now, let us assume the gatekeeper lets you through, or you are calling a direct line. The phone rings, and then you hear the beep. It is time to leave a voicemail. The average business voicemail is a disaster. It is too long. It is rambling. It has no point. Most people start talking before they know what they want to say. They say, "Hi, I was just calling to check in," and "Give me a call back when you can." This message is useless. It creates work for the recipient. You are asking them to call you back, but you have not given them a reason to do so. You must respect the 20-second rule. A voicemail should never be longer than 20 to 30 seconds. It must be a surgical strike. To do this, we use the voicemail formula. It has 5 parts. 1. Your name. 2. Your number. 3. The reason, also known as the hook. 4. The call to action. 5. Your number, repeated. Let's break this down. You start with your name and number. Why the number at the start? Because if they know who you are and just need your digits, they don't have to listen to the whole message to get it. It is a courtesy. Next is the most important part, the hook. You must never, ever say, "I am calling to check in." Checking in is passive. It implies you have nothing new to offer. It implies you're just bored and poking them. Instead, you must offer value. You must focus on a benefit to them, not a benefit to you. If you're selling software, do not say, I want to see if you want to buy our software. Say, I have an idea on how we can reduce your server costs by 10% this quarter. If you are a project manager, do not say, calling about the project. Say, I have an update on the timeline that requires your approval to move forward. The hook answers the question, what is in it for me? After the hook comes the call to action. Tell them exactly what you want. Do you want a call back? Do you want an email? Do you want them to review a document? Be specific. Finally, repeat your number. Say it slowly. The person on the other end is likely scrambling to find a pen. If you say the number once at lightning speed, they will delete the message rather than replay it 3 times to catch the digits. Let's put it all together. Here is what a perfect voicemail sounds like. Hi, John. This is Sarah from Acme Corp. My number is 5,550,199. I'm calling because I have the final data for the marketing launch, and I found a way to save us 3 days on the schedule. I would love to run it by you. Please give me a call back when you have a moment. Again, that number is 5,550,199. Thanks. That message is 20 seconds long. It is professional. It offers a specific benefit saving 3 days, and it gives the number twice. That is a voicemail that gets returned. However, even the best voicemail might not get an immediate response. This leads to the dreaded game of phone tag. You call them, they call you back and leave a message. You call them back and leave a message. It is an endless loop of missed connections. To break the cycle, you must take control of the timing. When you leave a message, or when you speak to a gatekeeper, try to schedule the callback. Instead of saying, call me back whenever, say, I will be at my desk between 2 and 4 p.m. today. That is the best time to catch me. Or take the initiative to call them again. Say, I will try you again tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. if I do not hear from you before then. This does 2 things. First, it relieves them of the guilt of not calling you back. Second, it sets a specific appointment in their mind. If they know you are calling at 10 a.m., they might just pick up the phone to avoid another voicemail. Also, consider the time of day you are calling. Statistical data on calling patterns suggests that early morning and late afternoon are the best times to reach decision makers. Between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m., executives are often at their desks clearing emails before meetings start. The gatekeeper might not even be in yet. This is your golden window to get a direct answer. Similarly, after 5 p.m., the meetings are over. The gatekeeper has gone home, but the boss is still there, wrapping up the day. Avoid calling between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. That is the dead zone of lunch breaks and peak meeting times. Let's summarize the outbound toolkit. When you dial the phone, you are entering their territory. You must be respectful but confident. When you encounter a gatekeeper, do not fight them. Recruit them. Use transparency and ask for their help. Make them feel like a partner in the process. When you hit voicemail, do not ramble. Use the formula. Name, number, the hook, the action, the number again. Give them a reason to call you back that benefits them, not you. And finally, manage the clock. Call at the right times and set expectations for the next step to kill phone tag before it starts. Outbound calling is not about luck. It is about precision. It is about respecting the other person's time so much that they want to give it to you. This concludes video 4. You now have the skills to handle the inbound call and the skills to master the outbound call. You are ready to communicate. Thank you for listening.